Why does this not have where's our name tags, dude?
Right there. There.
Oh, they're on there? I can't see them on my end.
I can't either.
No.
That's super weird. Not that it really matters. Oh, I think she's there. All right, boys. Welcome back to the Outdoor Drive podcast. We got on Sam and Ben. What's going on, boys?
Getting excited. Season's kicked off. Taking naps in trees again.
There's nothing wrong with taking naps in trees.
He watched me sleep for probably an hour the other day.
Really?
I look down, I just see him slumped like this. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing? I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Laid right on the bridge and took a little ninny.
Oh, that's priceless. I guess, those things you do miss, but I normally do them before the sun comes up. I normally don't do them while we're hunting.
We were in the tree at like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
We had, it was a while before prime time, and I had my jacket on, and I was getting so hot, I think it just made me take a little sleepy.
I mean, being in the sun early season, just chilling up there, I guess. People ask if the saddle's comfy. I guess it is if you're taking naps in it, right?
Hey, way better than a tree stand. You
Yeah.
don't fall forward that way.
I feel like I've taken way better naps in the tree stand than I have in a saddle.
I get the falling effect.
Yeah. Like you're back in 7th grade math class again.
Yeah. And the saddle, I get my knees on the tree, I put my head on the bridge, and I just
Night.
Yep.
Yeah, you do definitely think that you're going to fall out of the tree, so it's a little nerve-wracking because you start to lean forward. And you go, oh, fuck. Now I'm going over. I'm out. I'm out. Well, boys, why don't we kick this thing right into four-wheel drive? Why don't you guys tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you guys do?
Oh, I'm Sam. I grew up in Killenly, and I just moved out to Willington a couple years ago. Do tree work, and got 2 little boys, and just pretty much like to hunt. Don't do much else.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a different background. I grew up in Connecticut, whitetail hunting, the crop damage, goose hunting. I think goose was probably my dad's favorite back in the day. We had Magnum shells, and I'd sleep under those things, and they'd try to land geese on me to wake me up when I was like 4 or 5 years old, And then I spent some time out west, elk hunting, mule deer hunting, all that, and we're back here chasing the elusive whitetail.
I see a pattern here. A lot of your hunting stories entail napping.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes.
Do you like to sleep? Do you sleep a lot? Do you oversleep before hunting?
I like once a year, maybe at best. I'm really good at getting up, and I usually don't sleep. But the other day it was hot, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon, and I was like, you know what? It's time for a head down, kind of.
Yeah, well, at least you had a partner with you, so you guys can like take shifts. Like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap. You take watch, and you wake me up, and you can take a nap.
Yeah, well, he walked in to trim a tree at like 10 o'clock in the morning for the afternoon, and that buck come walking out of the corn 25 yards from him. So he put an arrow through it. So he's like, you get to shoot first. I was like, well, if you're going to watch, then I'll take a nap.
Perfect.
So, hold on, take it back. So that was opening day that he shot a deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just killed him.
Really?
That little funky looking one that was sent in the chat.
Huh. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it had a little limp in its back too. And come to find out, when cutting it up, it had a 9mm in its ass. Somebody shot it with a 9mm and then had a 22 in its shoulder.
Oh my!
I have a picture. I can send it to you.
What is it? Was it like an urban deer? How did this?
No, it's on the farm.
It's on the farm.
Because it was a 9mm. It's got to be urban. Is that what you're saying?
There was a guy that they deal with poaching a lot because they got 900 acres, and there's a lot of fields close to roads, and there was a guy a few years ago. One of the other owners shot a coyote, walked up to it. There's a dog collar on it. There was a guy living down the road that was catching coyote pups, and he trained them to hunt rabbits and stuff, and he'd let them go, and they'd bring rabbits and stuff back to him. He'd drop them off in a pickup, and he'd come back a couple hours later and just throw out a dog whistle, and that thing come running by the guy's tree stand. He hammered it, walked up to it, that freaking blue dog collar on it.
Come on with it. And it was
It's wild.
I want the coyote trainer on the podcast.
I want to know where he
Gets the pups from.
Yeah, how? I mean, I don't find that many coyote dens like that to be able to just go out and be like, yeah, I'm gonna come home with a coyote pup today and train it.
I've only ran into one in my life, turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I remember one working and it just literally laid there and would not move. Walking by it and it just did not give a shit. It poked its head a little bit, and that's the only reason why I noticed it. It was like 5 feet from me.
Hold on. So
Okay.
this dude had nothing better but time, found the coyote pups, and literally trained them to hunt for him.
I'm guessing he must have trained dogs at some point. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was he shot the guy. One of the hunters shot a coyote while he was crop damage hunting, and it had a blue collar on it.
So what was the chain of
Not a collie.
No, it was a coyote, and the farmer kept seeing this truck like stopping and sitting out by the road because she still had her ice cream stand. Then she couldn't figure it out, and then when that guy shot that coyote, it all made sense after that. He was
Did
dropping off
anybody approach that homeless person to have a conversation with him about
that.
it?
He wasn't homeless. He wasn't homeless. He lived down the road in a house, and I mean, they just every time you start walking towards a truck, he'd just take off. I think after a while, she just assumed they were parking there and doing drugs or something. But
That's
I mean,
wild.
that's the only logical explanation. That
Like-
truck was sitting in the road, and that dog was running right down the road towards the road towards the truck. So.
Hop back in the back of the truck.
I mean,
It's like a modern day Beastmaster.
I'm gonna say, like you definitely do see people sometimes, like, on Instagram or whatever, they got a pet coyote or whatever, but like that's wild. Like and it was definitely a coyote though, huh? Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, but I'm just blown away. I mean, this is great news.
I mean, we probably see 100 coyotes a year at that place. So
I kill so many of them there.
you don't even you wouldn't even recognize the collar. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
there's a coyote, dump it, and oh yeah, that was an awkward group chat to the hunters.
That's it's one of those things because you get kind of nervous, and I guess it's one thing that's always constantly in my mind. Like, you're gonna shoot the wrong thing that looks like a coyote, it might be someone's dog. I mean, it happened up in northwest in Connecticut. Like, a guy ended up shooting someone's pet dog in the head, and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, that's a fear, right? That shit will happen, but then you actually shoot a coyote and it's got a collar on it.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of both sides of that because I mean, I love dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, if your dog looks like a coyote and you're not
paying attention,
keeping up with the laws of Connecticut of fencing in or leashing your animals, then that falls back on the owner of the dog at that point.
Right, especially being in a big farm, right? I mean, if the thing is just it's like the olden days where guys would shoot people's dogs for running deer. I mean, what is the legalities there? Like, is that correct? Is that not correct? Are they allowed to chase deer? Are they not allowed? Like, who's right? Who's wrong at that point, right? I mean,
my history teacher's dog got shot by my dad because he kept bringing it back. Told him keep it off his property. It's running deer, and my dad watched it tackle a fawn, and he shot the dog, and the fawn got up and ran away. But I mean, he just chased it down till both they ran by, tongues hanging out. He said, and next thing you know, is a Great Dane was on top of that fawn, and my dad's like, I brought that guy's dog back 4 times, told him to keep it on his own property, and it was on my property, so I took care of it for him. The game warden was like, well, there's leash laws. I mean, he gave you an opportunity, and your animal's attacking wildlife and on this man's property.
that was a good bit ago too.
History class after that.
how was history class after that, Ben?
Yeah,
I failed 6th grade history, and it's not for lack of trying. Like, the guy, as soon as he heard my name, it was like over for me. Yeah,
I didn't skip that class.
It was small towns. I thought my dad was going to beat him up at one of the parent teacher conferences because he couldn't explain why I was failing, and then he's just showing like all of my work, and my dad's like, yeah, it's all done. What do you mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The kid can't draw. God forbid his United States looks like a oval and not the United States of America, you know? Yeah, it was bad. My dad got asked to leave the school.
Yeah, well, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
You know?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's an awkward parent teacher conference, I would say.
Yeah, it was not a great time.
Would have been great to be the other parent in the hallway though, listening.
Definitely did not like me still after that. So
I wonder why. Dude, you're such a likable guy.
Well, boys, I want to talk about something.
Yeah, I'm like, wasn't expecting half of this tonight, but this is.
No, this is good. This is good
Well,
stuff.
hold on, before we move on though, you're talking about domestic dogs that could look like a coyote running through a farm, right? You got to be careful, but like we're talking about an actual coyote,
Right.
yeah, oh yeah,
it's like. Lack of a better term, like the guy doesn't have a dog in the fight, right? Like if that dog gets, like he can't be like, oh, you shot my pet coyote that I'm not supposed to have anyways. Like,
yeah, yeah.
well, that's wild, unreal.
Yeah, I mean, being tree guys, the squirrels and the raccoons, I mean, the state, I mean, they find out that you're rehabbing stuff like that, they're at your house. It's not even worth it for us. You got to call actual animal rehabbers to come and take them.
Right.
It's
I
crazy.
got a lady next to my house. She's pretty good about it. We're technically not even allowed to like take them out or anything. Like if like we cut down a tree and they're in the middle of the trunk, we're not even technically supposed to take them out of that.
The raccoons?
So, but
Anything.
if you're a registered rehabber, you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could you be a rehabber and be a tree guy at the same time?
You could be, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think it's a lot of that
You
is
gotta have a lot of free time.
yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do also with the rabies vaccination. I think that it has to do with something because I know as a trapper you're not allowed to transport any animal that can potentially carry rabies or any of those fur bears that carry rabies. They have to be dispatched. You cannot transfer them from place to place.
Yeah. I would have never thought about it. My sister had a raccoon that she got as a little one. You know, it was never mean, so we knew it didn't have rabies. We see rabid raccoons. I mean, when the babies are real little and they're still mean, they got rabies.
Mm.
But my sister had one, and the state took it and they killed it to test its brain for rabies, even though she had it for like a year.
They're the
It's
greatest pets in
wild.
the world. They're the greatest.
So cool.
Yeah, that thing was cool. My beagle was deathly afraid of that thing. Dude, and that's a whole other story. That's a hunting dog that don't hunt. He'll jump out of a car window doing 40 after a raccoon, but you put one in the house with him and he's tail tucked and heading for the hills, dude.
They are.
They're coming.
They're super cool pets. Like there's a gentleman that I know that he literally every single year will look out for fostered baby raccoons, and he raises them up for about a year, and then he just lets them go. And I always stop by the barn to kind of hang out and play with them when they're little ones because they're like little kittens. Like they're super cool. They're fun. They're loud. They're vocal. They're like snarling, playing. And they're just super cool pets. It's like a squirrel. A squirrel is a super cool pet too, man. Like you wish that you could have one. So
They're hype.
They everyone I've ever bottle fed when I find them when they're pink, I've gotten bit by every damn one of them. I just put them in a box and call somebody. I don't even try it anymore. The sugar gliders, I guess, probably maybe have a better chance. I don't know. But the gray squirrels, man, they always, after like 6-8 weeks, they get mean and start biting you.
Yeah, my buddy had one, and the thing was this hyper, dude. It would just run around in circles, bouncing off the walls. Like it never settled down.
No.
But I knew a guy when I was a kid. He worked for like SNET or something, and he had a flying squirrel in like a pretty big enclosure. And like I was a little kid, and that was cool. Like see that little bad boy in there.
Yeah, them things give me the death frights about twice a year, and they jump out of the end of a log and hit you in the chest. And All you see
Sit there, you
is
see
beady
eyes.
eyes looking at you. And then next thing you know, they're flying away, and you're like, "Oh, I had no reason to be scared of that thing."
We see them when I was a cable guy in the like the communication tubes. They have the black tubes from AT&T. They'll
Yeah,
be inside of there. They make nests inside. The same thing. You get up there and you're like, what the? And here they come flying out, dude. You're like, what in
yep.
the world? That's the craziest thing I ever seen. Is that the same as a sugar glider?
Yeah, the flying squirrel, sugar
Yeah.
glider. I mean, maybe not the same family, but the same thing, but same kind of family. Yeah.
Yeah, but do we have both here, or we just have sugar
I
glider?
think I think sugar gliders are more like the tamed ones. I don't really know the real difference between them. They look the same
I
to
was gonna say
me,
they look damn near identical.
except
They
for
have
the
the
sugar
white stripe.
gliders you'll see in different colors. I mean the flying squirrels that I've always seen are always almost like a gray squirrel, just with big beady ass eyes and the wings. Yeah.
Dude, this is
I've
wild, dude. We're like 16 minutes in. We're talking about pet coyotes and sugar gliders.
dude,
Hell yeah!
I remember being a kid, there was this dude that was friends with my old man, and he drove from Montana back to Connecticut with an AK-47 underneath the seat, and he had 3 lynx, like bobcat kittens that he brought back with him from Montana, and he was trying to convince my dad to raise them for him. And then the warden found out about it, and they took him back from him. But the mother that he had actually bred. He had one of them, a female, and I mean, I'm sorry, a male, and it bred with his house cat. So then he had like bobcat lynx mixed house cats. That was a nightmare. The dude was fucking nuts. He was out of control.
All good stories start in Montana, I'll tell you. I love that place. That is my favorite state in the whole country by far.
How long did you live there for, Ben?
2 years. I lived in Idaho for 4, when I was a teenager, and then when I went back out west, I was in Montana for 2 years.
Why do you like it so much? Like, what is the benefits?
The people are
Really?
nice. There's no rat race. They if they have enough money to pay for their bills, they're genuinely happy people. Here, if you don't have $1 million in the bank, you're trying to sue somebody else is your problem. And I mean, look at the amount of public land out there. I mean, you can walk for days and not ever see another human being.
Do people fight the fight like public land? Like, are you arguing over spots? Are you like that kind of thing, or they just kind of everyone just kind of does their own thing and it is what it is?
Everybody does their own thing. I mean, there is those people. The Western states, I will say, if you go on one of their pages and ask for help, it's it's World War III. They don't want you in their state hunting, and they are not going to help you. I mean, you might get a few people, but the majority is just that's theirs, and they don't want to share it.
But when you're down there hunting, nobody really minds one another. They kind of keep to themselves, and you just kind of do your thing.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's September and you're bugling, and you hear crashing through the woods, and you just bugling 5 guys. If they to think that your bugle from a tube sounds like a real elk, I mean, is it your fault or their fault?
Right. Hmm. That's kind of crazy. It's weird here because it's totally different, right? Like you do something, somebody's jealous about it, upset about it. It's always seems as if there's some type of battle constantly, in the social media world and everything. So like that's what I was wondering if it was kind of the same way out there, or they just
It,
kind of do their own thing, or they respect the fact that you're there.
yeah, it's not as common out there. You have way more people happy for you than you have uh being negative Nancy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you must have
All
done
around.
something wrong to kill that, or it's mind-boggling the difference.
I would imagine too, because there's so much public land, right? Like hunter per square mile, like you have more room to spread out. Where like
Yeah.
here, if you go pull into a public land spot, parking spot, and there's 5 trucks in the parking lot, there's like 5 guys on like 600 acres. Where out there you could have 10 trucks at the trailhead, but there's like hundreds of thousands of acres.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you've got more room to kind of work with than kind of like everybody sitting 100 yards apart from each other.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's well known that there is more cattle in Montana than there is people.
Hmm. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. There's less than one person per square mile, or right around one person per square mile out there at the most. It's you just like I said, you can spend a whole week in the mountains and never see another person.
Well, if the shit hits the fan, at least you know you got more food to eat than you have to deal with people.
Yeah, I got a cave picked out too.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, it'd not be fun to get into, but once you're in there, you could make sure nobody else is coming for your cave.
Yeah. Could take the best nap in that cave.
I
was about to
would.
say.
He's
where
gonna sit at the entrance, and I'm gonna take a nap.
where did you find this cave, and how did this cave come to fruition? Is what I
Uh,
want to know.
I just, what were we doing? I think we were actually shed hunting, and we packed in for the weekend. Set camp about 6.5 ish miles in the trailhead, and just shed hunting from there. We were trying to border the wilderness area because that actually has a season, and you get caught in there. I mean, they don't play light. A kid I went to high school with in Idaho got caught with a van full of sheds from Yellowstone, and he did like 10 years in prison.
True.
Yeah,
Over
it was.
antlers?
Well, they have
Yeah,
like you said, they have a season, right? Like you have to wait till like opening day before you can pick a shed up off the ground, right?
not Yellowstone. Some
I was like,
areas, wilderness areas do, but Yellowstone, you can't touch none of that. That's all
Yeah.
federal land. I
Yeah.
mean, he did federal time for taking antlers from Yellowstone.
They were probably beautiful antlers.
I, I you, you can only imagine how many animals are in there. You can only imagine you're finding good ones.
especially a van full of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeez, that's absolutely.
They do like sting operations out there too, where they'll like you see like on like Northwoods Law where they put like the decoy deer out and get some guy to drive by and shoot it. Out there they put out like decoy sheds and wait for somebody to come pick it up and then they bust them.
They
No, they.
GPS them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
in the
yeah.
wilderness areas, they'll put GPS. Yeah. Yep, they'll drill it into the burrow and then cover it up. You'd never know.
Hey, where'd you find this, son? Oh, I found over there. Bullshit.
It was the same way with the elk or with the wolves when I lived in Idaho as a teenager. They had collars on their neck. You couldn't shoot them, and if you did, if the wolf had a collar and it died, it took a satellite image that was like 10 square miles. If there was a license plate inside that image, they were at your door.
Mm.
Over a wolf.
Yeah, I mean, the wolves were extinct. We
Oh,
we
true.
took out the timber wolf, and then our
Right.
great government was like, "Hey, let's take this real aggressive Canadian gray wolf and fill our country with it." Yeah,
See, that's the
yeah,
problem when humans start to mess with the ecosystem like that. Like that, nothing good comes from that at all. We see it on even the small spectrum that we deal with every single day here. They tried doing it with fisher cats, and they did it with bobcats. Now we're overabundance amount of bobcats. Everyone thinks that they saw a fucking mountain lion.
Now we
And
don't have no flying squirrels.
now we got flying squirrels. See, yeah. We just start to
yeah.
mess with things, and that's what ends up happening. Now, what's the problem with? I mean, obviously, there's probably a problem with the wolves out there, right? I mean, they're just
They
over. They're everywhere.
they just kill. I mean, they don't kill things to eat. They kill things to keep their skills sharp. I mean, you'll find
I like that.
mold, and you get to the winter, it's deep snow. The elk have rutted. Um, they aren't in the best shape, just like whitetails get all. I mean, you see a nice buck pre-rut over 200 pounds. Come the end of rut, he's 40 pounds, 50 pounds off that. You know what I mean? So the elk are the same way. And you'll find 4, 5, 6 dead bull elk in the middle of a logging road because they just could not get away from the wolves. And they won't be eaten. They just are dead with a bunch of wolf tracks, and wolves are nowhere to be found. So
I think that's a T-shirt. That's T-shirt worthy. We just kill to keep it sharp.
oh,
My wife got me this hat for this.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
sure.
He got it. That's it. That's the one.
That's
Bro,
awesome.
break it down for us, Sam. I wanna start right from the top. I guess that's a good transition right to what this is all about. So we had Sam and Ben come and join us because there was a deer that an absolute stun of a deer that Sam had killed on a crop damage permit, legally 100%. But take us through the story. Did you know that deer at all? What kind of happened? Take it right back, right from the start.
So I have 3 cameras on that property. I've never once even remotely seen that deer. I have a 6 pointer on that camera. Well, on that property I've been trying to hunt, but I'm gonna try to shoot him with my bow. And I've never once seen that deer ever. And I'm just sitting in the edge of a cornfield, like right in the edge where the corn stalks are just tall enough. And he just came right on out. It was way earlier than he ever should have been. Hold on, bub. Go downstairs. Sorry, my 5-year-old. So
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So you guys have crop damage on that piece. Have you had crop damage there for a long time, or is this a new piece, or what is the
this is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no? What is the crop?
So
It's
I
corn.
this is my first year doing it. It's for corn, and like if you look at it, it's insane. They destroy the first 3 rows of corn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
But you've
bad.
been crop damage hunting there for
Yeah, so I wanna. I mean, my dad started hunting on this dairy farm in 1979. So, God, I think it was probably around the mid 90s. He started getting crop damage permits there. They started looking at the deprivation tags. I mean, they were expanding fields and their farm and through federal grants and all that, and they got into the program. It was a lot different back then. They sent you tags,
Mhm.
Right.
physical tags, and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once you filled them out, then they would send you another one. Yeah, I remember those days.
as soon as you checked it in and it registered, they'd send you more tags. That was a little bit different now. Obviously we don't get the tags, but now they made it more based on focusing on uh curing the problem for the crops. So if you shoot 2 bucks, those either sex tags don't get refilled until you shoot 2 does.
That's
So
crazy.
Good though.
we're
So I've got
yeah.
questions here. So is that across the board, state of Connecticut, how it works, or is it based on the farm and the crop and like the problem?
So they base their standards on the issue. You have to lose so much of a percent of your crop every year to get them, or be able to prove
No,
that you did.
no, I
Um,
understand that, but it's the whole like sex of the deer and the 2 bucks and all that stuff. Is that
that
everywhere?
yeah, that's
yeah.
just state right across the board. Yeah.
So I haven't had crop. Last time I had crop damage tags was back when you got the 8 tags and you'd mail them in or whatever, right? So I grew up crop damage hunting a Christmas tree farm. Those didn't really matter. Bucks were the ones that you'd get a buck in the rut. He'd come through and he'd shred 25 Christmas trees in one night. So
Yeah.
like we focused on shooting bucks. Like the does, we didn't really shoot a lot of does with crop damage. It was get the bucks out of there, right? So like it's wild that the state could come in like across the board and tell you what sex to shoot more of or not because it all depends on the crop, basically, really, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but I mean the does are the ones that are going to produce more bucks.
Right.
So, um,
Well, that
I
was
understand. I mean, back then we didn't shoot the does that we did. Everybody back then, the old timers saved the does.
I'm
You'll
not trying
get
to shoot
you'll
one of
get
those
more
babies.
bucks. I've watched my dad shoot 8 or 10 bucks with crop damage tags. Just
yeah.
and
I
we
mean
were giving deer away here,
that
fishing
that was
game club here, fishing game club there.
that was the same when I was cropping. My story's like Steve's. It was on a tree farm, and it was late winter when they had a heavy winter. It was when they would come in and destroy. It would be that rut time, I guess, right, or thereafter. But they would destroy all the little short trees too, and like it was anything goes.
Yeah, you
If
talking about eating them or rubbing them?
so the little tiny trees, they would destroy the little tiny trees, the new sprout ones, right? Would always, but always in a heavy winter would they be inside the tree farm destroying the trees. And there's a certain tree that we would grow on that tree farm was a con-colored fir, which actually, but you guys being arborists might know that, but it's more of like it's a pine tree, but it has a citrus flavor to it, and for some reason they fucking destroy these things. And it was across the board. Not only would they they would rub them like you're saying, Steve, and destroy them that way,
Oh,
but they would actually
dude.
eat stupid things.
yeah, the bugs. I mean, they're
They have
living.
like little things on them, and they just destroy them, and they don't stop, and they just go right down to the stem.
Something my dad told me when I was like 6 years old: deer or goats. I mean, they literally eat everything. If it's edible, they're gonna chew on it.
Very true. So you guys have this crop damage permit. You guys have been hunting there for a while, and Sam shoots this absolute stunner of a deer. So take us back. So this buck comes out. What is your thoughts in it? Was there any other deer in the field? Kind of what happened? Play us by play. What happened that night?
So I got there kind of late, not like really late, just later than I wanted to be. I still was there like a good 2 hour, three hours left illegal. Because with crop damage too, you're allowed to shoot a half hour after sunset.
Oh, like it's supposed to be.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only season that you're still allowed to do that.
It's crazy.
He was the only deer that popped out. Didn't see a single doe, nothing. He just popped right on out, walking, sit there, I'm looking, I'm like trying to compose myself, and I had the safety on the first time I pulled the trigger. I'm like, shit.
Love that.
Oh yeah. And then shot him and walked up and just stunned, ended up FaceTiming him. I'm like, you around? What are you doing? And
Freaking phone.
I was sitting there like this.
The video.
Shaking.
I called him back when I was on my way. I'm like, "You all right? You calm down now?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "All right, now talk to me." And he's like, "It took me 10 minutes to just hit dial on the phone." I was like, "Yeah." And then he flipped. He was FaceTiming me. Then he flipped the phone around. And I was like, "God damn, you just shot a stud, man."
And I've had cameras on that farm for a while. I've never even remotely seen that deer.
We get big deer. We had probably 160-inch 10-point a couple years ago, and
the one that get hit by the truck.
The milk.
Yeah.
The guy that drives the milk truck is my fiance's sister's dad. So he had made a comment to Brianna because he knew I hunted the farm about seeing a monster dead, and come to find out it was a big. I mean, we get big bucks once in a while on the farm. We don't. I don't breed them. You know what I mean? If it walks in front of me with a bow, it's equal opportunity. Even with a gun, most years I just don't get the time I used to get. So the freezer is more important to me than all of those right now. But yeah,
I think I messaged you, Steve, about it after all that stuff on Facebook happened. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm cooking steaks right now.
Yeah.
So you just fast forwarded, but take us through it. So you killed this buck, and I know you posted it on the outdoor drive and posted it, because you were excited, as you should be, and kind of tell us what happened.
So I saw that I was working, didn't even notice what was happening, and then I saw one of your guys' messages. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I started reading some of the comments, and I'm like, holy crap! And then I ended up getting a call later on. I have a friend that's a game warden, and I talked to him too about it. It turned out I had 25 complaints put in on me from 10 different states. I was on the phone with them for like 2.5 hours. I sent them timestamp photos, everything, because the majority of it was saying that I shot it at night. Even though there's like, I don't know. I had to send them like call logs and everything.
At
all
first,
over something so simple like this.
Yeah, at first when the messages first started coming in on the outdoor drive, they were just like more like anti-hunter shit, right? And like I had just kind of dealt with it with my bear because people hate bears, and like, dude, I'm part of the outdoor drive, so like it is what it is, right? Like me and you aren't the same, so I reached out to Sam and I was like, hey, like, are you okay with all this shit? Like, I could do something to like stop this, and you were like, nah, just whatever, just it is what it is. Like, I'm thick skinned, worst comes to worst, like I'll let you know. and it like just didn't it didn't stop. It just
It
kept.
got to the point of getting the phone call from game wardens. I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it definitely
It's crazy to
snowballed
me
real
that people would
fast.
try to ruin somebody's life over something like that.
So what was that phone call like? Like, can you tell us what when they called you? What was the tone like? What was the questions like?
It was honestly pretty simple. I wouldn't say simple. It was really nice. The person was super nice on the phone. Talked to them for a good while. I was at work. I was supposed to be in an excavator, and in turns, I was having to let somebody else run it and go walk down a levee while I'm trying to talk to these guys and still hear them and have a chipper running, an excavator running. So it just was a complete shit show of a time, to be honest. But they were fine. They asked for a few things, which, like I said, the timestamps and everything. I emailed all them over to them. I asked them, like, I can hold the deer at my house. I have no problem if you ever want to come take a look at it. And then they got back to me like an hour or so later, saying, no, it's fine. We have everything. You're legal. You have tags. And that was it.
Yeah, he did. The guy made a comment that like 6 of them were from Ohio.
Yeah. The Ohio people are very butthurt, apparently.
Jesus Christ! Because they don't have big deer in Ohio.
Well, they.
I mean,
Worried
they kill
about
'em-
that?
They
Like,
kill them all.
worried about?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they hear the crop damage tags and they can't shoot bucks on their crop damage tags. They
every
just
state's
AI
different.
generated
It's
response and
different. Yeah.
yeah, they look at an AI response on their Google on their phone and that's the laws to them. And I mean,
My wife commented on a few of them. Of some guy posted something about trophy hunting with crop damage, and then she put another screenshot of the exact same question. It was a completely different answer. And we get for crop damage, they send us a whole rules
yeah.
of everything, laws, everything that's all different with crop damage, and there's absolutely zero
Yeah.
things about it.
Yeah, now you got to keep that with you,
Yeah.
and you got to keep the paper that
There
that
have a
has
letter
the
with it.
addresses
Yeah.
that your crop tags are attached to.
Different type of tag.
We'll get a couple of different addresses, farms spread out across the town and some of the fields. So you get a list. There's like a list of addresses on it.
So most of these allegations were accusing you of just shooting it at night,
Yeah, a lot of it was just spotlighting it.
and on what? Because the grip and grin was in the dark.
Yeah,
The only
I mean, you can only assume, or because it was a nice buck.
yeah. I mean, 90. If you think about it, like most deer you shoot on an evening hunt,
No.
you're gonna end up getting that picture in the dark.
Well, and why would you post online a illegal deer? Like not even bow season, and you're like, just shot this with a gun.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
Especially on
I
a page
just
how big your guys' is.
Well, I just don't understand like what it entail because like what did you have that inclination to say that somebody was poaching it at night? Like I just don't understand. Like yeah, people do post up illegal deer and stuff, but you're not going to go and post that you got it on a deprivation tag and that it's illegal. Like there's your laws might be different in another state, but who are you to call the game warden? That's what I don't understand. Like at what point do you get in your life like that's like saying like little Johnny's riding his dirt bike down the road and you're gonna call the cops every single time. Like, why? For what? Leave him the fuck alone. Like he ain't bothering nobody. It don't bother you, it don't affect you. It don't that's the one thing I hate about this community is that they're just first out to try and strike people with hatred. Like I just don't understand it.
Misery loves company,
Yeah.
Ugh.
and some people got way more time than they got brains. I don't know.
And especially like a beautiful buck like that, like, hats off to you, man. Like that's an incredible, great, beautiful, you know, buck like that, like, and you were proud of it, you were happy about it, and for someone to bring so much misery and negative to you. I mean, so this coming up this past week we just had on a gentleman by the name of Spookspan. You guys may or may not know who he is, but he kills a ton of 200 inches. I mean, he has like 17 deer over 200 inches. I mean, to the point that people have made so many allegations to him that his wife has been arrested, like just a ton of things
his son
that
scared to hunt without him.
Yeah, I watched that. That is wild. That like how bad was it for him to watch him go through that, to be 31 years old, not want to hunt if he's not
Yeah.
there. That is wild to me.
There's so many people that are like that. There was a gentleman in Connecticut. I told this story on there too. Is like he shot what was potentially it was I don't know. You guys probably all remember it. It was a 3 or 4 drop tine deer. It was shot in the state of Connecticut. It was probably 5 or 6 years ago. That dude killed a deer. Had the game warden, has pictures of him with the game warden at the taxidermist office, and people still made allegations against him. And he literally wrote a book, The Deer That I Wish I Never Shot. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do you get to that point? Like, so, oh, it's okay. Then we're just going to go shoot small deer all the time just so we don't get bothered? Like,
No, you get bothered for shooting small deer too.
That's what I said.
You give them another year. What did you shoot that little thing for?
I shot a spike with my bow on, like, I don't know, a couple days before opening day of rifle, and then my cousin Tom shoots a state record with his gun. So you know, I filled the tag, he filled the tag. His tag went on a lot bigger deer.
Do you think that your situation happened to catch more eyes and strike more chords because it was August? So, like, nobody was hunting, everybody's chomping at the bit, everybody wishes they were in the woods, they're getting the trail cameras of the target bucks, and then here's Sam, like, booyah! And, like, you know, people are bitter, like, oh, it must be nice and all that stuff. So, like, do you think
you don't get a
forward because it wasn't in season, so they had nothing better to do than to bust your balls?
I mean, you only get so many states that you can even kill velvet bucks if you don't have crop damage tags. You know, you got Kentucky and maybe a few of them, and then the out west with the mule deers. So I think your average hunter never gets an opportunity to kill a velvet buck, let alone a really nice one. So I'm sure that in itself probably struck a lot of chords.
I mean, that's the thing that I think about. I just want crop damage for so I can shoot a velvet deer. I mean, that's literally what I want crop damage for.
It's a double-edged sword, because I mean, I grew up watching my dad shoot crop damage bucks, and I've shot 5 or 6, and I mean, because they were velvet and you never really took care of them right, and they go bad, or an animal drags them off and chews the antlers up because they're still soft, and or your dog chews them up and they're gone. You know what I mean? So I never even thought about that until I was older, and then I started realizing that people just don't get to do it. So I'm like letting these heads get drug off by animals, not caring about it. You know what I mean? Because I literally just use them for meat.
Right. Well, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're not out there trophy hunting. You're there for a purpose. If it's brown, it's down.
You got to keep those skills sharp.
I killed a smaller 8, 2 weeks beforehand?
Not even.
Not even?
Yeah,
Like
10 days, I think.
Before you shot the big one.
Yeah.
Same field.
He's got to shoot a couple of does now.
Oh, because now you're locked down.
Yeah, he's up 3-0 on me this year. It's
Oh, dude, I miss the old days of keeping score like that.
That is
my best year was 17. I shot 16 with crop damage, and then I shot 1 buck with my rifle. I shot 1 deer, and it was a buck. And I waited. I hunted probably the most I ever hunted in a season, and I waited till almost the last day before I shot a buck.
Now, does it still work? When I had it years ago, they'd cut the crop damage off November 1st or October 31st till January 1st. I would basically hunt like a peasant in regular deer season with real tags, and then January 1st, my crop damage tags would kick in from January 1st to October 31st.
Yeah, that has to do with the farmer too, because they got to fill out all that paperwork. So we never get it that early. You know, I think April. I think we typically get it, and by that point, I mean, going out and shooting does when you don't got time to take care of them, and it's getting hot. You know,
and pregnant and all that other. Well, actually, I guess April they wouldn't be, but yeah.
Well, they still got babies, and
do they close November, December?
Yeah. So it's January 1st to October 31st. Yeah.
Yeah, because it opens back up. Landowner, they shut you down, right?
Yep.
I so when you're shooting that many deer, are you donating some of them or giving them to friends and family? Like you're
Yeah.
freezers at that point.
Yeah, I put 7 in freezers for myself that year, and the rest of them went to friends, family. 2 of them went to fishing game clubs for game dinners, just whole deer. I processed them, put them in a box, dropped them off.
The
Yeah.
soup kitchen in Killenly.
Yeah,
Dude,
boom.
you're basically like the Robin Hood of the Northeast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't kill a ton of deer with my bow.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're like robbing from the
I,
rich and giving to the poor.
Killed
I'm
too many with a rifle beforehand.
I'm like the kid that shot his first deer. Like I get that every time.
Yeah,
I'd never, for some reason, I watch all my friends outgrow that, and it doesn't matter if it's a doe or a fork horn. My heart starts beating, and I get warm, and it's go time. There's backstrap walking in front of me. It's as good as on the grill at that point.
I do love that feeling. That is the greatest feeling in the world. Sometimes sometimes I definitely second guess myself and I definitely find myself like one comes in and I'm like, "Oh, I really want to kill that thing. Like I really want to kill that thing." And I'm like, "No, no, you can't. Let it be. Let it be. No, no, I got to kill it." And then all my boys are texting me in the background, "You won't shoot that thing." I'm like, "Yeah, right. Here we go."
I'm that I'm that friend.
I was gonna say I've never said that because I know you'll shoot it.
I mean, honestly, the mule deer in Montana, if I could keep myself away from, because there's not a ton of whitetail in Montana, so I mean, I would drive 2.5, 3 hours to go and hunt whitetail in Montana. If I could keep myself away from that long enough to hunt muleys, instead, I was a little more picky. I mean, granted I shot a fork horn muley, but he's 28 and a half inches wide, and I'd never seen a fork horn muley, a 2 point muley that big. You know what I mean? It just, some deer just, I passed up a nice 4x4 and didn't shoot him. I just, for the mule deers, it's gotta
Bingo. He's
be,
out there shooting those deer. Now it's a 4x4, but before it
Uh,
was an 8 pointer. What do you mean, dude?
well, the muleys, oh, there, you count each side. And with
yeah,
the muleys with the eye guards, or, you add the eye guards too. So
I
it
got it.
depends on where you are out there. Some, if they got an eye guard, they'll call them like a 5x5. But most of the places, it's still a 4x4 with eye guards.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm from the land of Browtines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
no,
they get,
That's
I mean, you don't get nothing impressive with muleys, maybe an inch and a half, 2 inch brow tine on a big one. They
Those are
just,
eye
they don't,
guards.
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to hear that.
Same thing.
It's crazy to hear that because we take for granted like East Coast boys like it's deer, right? Like that's what we got, and then like you romanticize and you fascinated by these like western elk and mule deer and antelope and all, because we don't have them here, right? But like back to the Spook Span episode last week, he's hunted. I mean, he's killed polar bear, he's hunted Africa and all this stuff, and he's like, dude, there ain't nothing like a big whitetail. He's like, and I
No.
hunted them all, but when you talk about big whitetails, he's like, they're majestic, and it's like
Well, I
you
think
never.
that's half of it. Mule deer get so big that if it's not enormous, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, when that thing's not 30 inches wide. You just, with whitetails for me, I mean, you can take the best hunters from out west and bring them over here, and they can't kill a whitetail with a bow in the eastern woods. It's just completely different ball game.
Why do you think that is?
especially more north.
Just a different style of hunting. Those guys can't sit in a tree all day and just sit there. If they can't see it, it's not there to them.
Hmm.
I think that's really the biggest thing.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that's kind of the same thing with those Midwest guys. And we've said this a million times. The Midwest guys, I mean, if you put them, even if you take them Midwest guys and you put them in Eastern Ohio, Northeast from there, right? And you come up and you start to hunt those mountains and you get into them thermals and those big woods and that, and trying to find those food sources, those benches, those types of things. It's a struggle. It's a totally different operation. I feel as if I mean some of them have adapted, right? But I think that for the majority of them they're used to it like this is a hedgerow, this is ag, this the food to bedding. They cannot. Uh,
Our
they
transitions aren't that sharp.
Right.
Yeah.
It's totally different, right? Like if you hunt the Midwest, for example, every single drainage ditch has 25 tree stands in it. Like because that's what they like to hunt, right? Because they know that that's a funnel ground for them, right? And I think it's you just get very good in your craft and where you can hunt, and when you get versed in all of those things, I think it just makes you a better hunter.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the whitetail too, like I said, they don't have the terrain to glass
Mm.
for the whitetails in this part of the country like they do the mule deer and the elk. I mean, they're those most of those hunters are spot and stock, far and few between tree stands out there. I mean, they're on private land, but that's about it. You don't ever see anybody on public land talking about tree stand hunting for elk or deer out west.
I- what would you do? Like, what would be the technique to chase a whitetail where in the West? Like, what is that? I don't even know what that looks like.
Spot and stock. A lot of time behind the lens. Well,
Really?
I mean, out there, they typically stay in like the wheat fields and like the river bottoms where the mule deer will be 6, 7, 8, 9,000 feet. The whitetails are going to be as low as they can.
In
But
coulees and all that crazy stuff.
yeah, yeah,
That's
They
wild.
also have a lot more state land they can hunt.
yeah,
They can drive and drive and drive. We have piece here, piece here, piece here, and then there's 40 trucks at every entrance.
yeah.
The
Mm.
amount of times I've had people walk
Well,
underneath me.
they get like the BLM lands
Yeah.
too. I mean, you sign in on those. It's all private land that's they're letting people hunt open to the public.
That's wild.
Didn't Kurt just kill his muley out of a saddle?
Yeah, he did.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah,
Curious. I'd like to hear that story now that I think about it.
yeah, he
I
did.
I tell everybody if I go back out there, I'm bringing my saddle and sticks and a platform.
So it's kind of funny is like we had a good friend of ours that would go to Oregon every couple of years, and he would hunt out of a tree stand over wallows for elk. And dude,
Yeah,
that got 380 bulls. Like it was his job, and he would just sit there and wait. Like he's not calling to try and get him to come in. The one thing that's kind of crazy to me though, like, is that he would sit in those stands and wait all day long for them elk to show up there. But
yeah,
he's
Well, where's he from?
programmed. He's here.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, like, to me, that's like doing what you know how to do and do best and just taking it with you, right? And then the opposite of that would be like going out there and trying to hunt like you're supposed to hunt out there. And like both are cool.
Hmm.
But like, I know like the first time I went to Ohio, like I tried to hunt like I thought you were supposed to hunt in Ohio.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
after a couple of days, get my ass kicked. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to do something that you don't do? Like, just hunt how you know how to hunt. You know what I mean? And by then, it was a little bit too late. But like, I definitely could get where being an East Coaster, getting in a saddle over a wallow and sitting it out for 3, 4 days straight could be way more effective than me just running around up and down the mountains trying to figure it out that way because I don't know how to do that.
Mm. No,
yeah,
I agree with you 100% on that. Like, if you're a scrape hunter and you
Right.
go to the Midwest and you're trying to hunt over fucking ag in a drainage ditch,
Yeah.
a transition, that's not your style of hunting. When you hunt how you know how to hunt, like you're home, you will be successful because you are A, confident in it, and B, you know what works. Like
Yeah.
those deer gonna come to that scrape. They're gonna come there. Like they are. Why
But
would you not hunt that way?
But in the same sense, like you kind of want to, if you're travel hunting, you kind of want a different
Of
experience.
course you
So
do.
you kind of want to be like, oh, I'm going to do this. And
Yeah.
like, but then it's like, not what you could just bang your head off the wall basically
uh,
because,
That must have
I
been
I
for
I
you.
think about that a lot because I I mean, as a teenager, I was out there and I grew up here, and I mean, I spent most of my life in Connecticut. But when I'm out there hunting elk, I hunt elk like they hunt elk. You know what I mean? I'm walking around trying to find where they're traveling. I'm not sitting over a wall. I mean, we might sit over a wall for half a day, but when you're hunting elk, I'm too excited to just sit there and wait
yeah.
for days on end. I can't. I can't do that. There's a bull bugling half mile away, and I got to go try to figure out what it is. There's
I understand.
Back here, you're still in the same tree that's been 30
yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean the most of those bucks that I shot all came from the same tree, and there's been a tree stand in that tree since 1979. You know, it's a killing tree.
Yeah.
And when I stop killing there, I mean, I kill deer other places, but that's Old Faithful. When I
Mm.
stop killing deer in that thing, I'll have to give up hunting because that thing produces every year.
Well, your kids will be killing deer out of that tree. What are you talking about? That tree will never stop producing because you're confident in that tree. That tree works. It does what it needs to do. You're gonna hunt there. That's just the way it goes.
Do, do you know why? Is it a timber? Is it in the timber? Or is it like a field edge?
It's in the timber.
Do you know why it's so productive like
Yeah.
now? And like, so I think about this a lot too. So like, I've got kill trees like that I've been killing deer as long as I remember. And like back, I don't know, 20 years ago, I didn't know why. It just worked, right? And then as you get older and you start like learning more and figuring, and then you're like, oh, now I know why this spot's so good. I didn't know why then, but I know now.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, they've logged that area twice since I first started hunting. So, it's crazy to see. There's no more oaks in there, but it's a creek bottom. It's kind of centralized between like 3 or 4 cornfields. It's a funnel. There's a big hill. It's
Oh,
got everything you want
Yeah.
except for the acorns, and they're bound to go through there. Just,
and you
I
didn't
mean,
even know. You just picked the spot, and that was the spot, and that was it.
oh my, yeah, my dad. I mean, he used to sit on a rock, probably a couple hundred yards from there, and actually, Bert shot his biggest buck from a stand we put on a tree, probably 40 yards from where the rock is. But yeah, he picked that tree because it was the biggest tree in the woods at the time. I mean, it's like 110-foot tall hemlock. It's,
Stands like 35 feet,
yeah,
I
I
think.
climbed 2 pegs and then its branches up to like 35 feet. And it's been that way since I was 4. I mean, 1992, I started climbing that tree. There's been 2 tree stands in it since.
Wow,
That's awesome.
that's super cool. That's Hey, you don't stop haunting those trees.
You're not bow hunting out of it. Tell you
No,
that much for free. Oh no, you're literally 35, 40 feet. It's wild. And I mean, I hunt saddle hunt in front of it, probably 20 yards, 25, 30 yards in front of it on either side. And honestly, this year I haven't had any time. You know, I worked full time. I got my business. I walked in there opening morning, and it was less than graceful. I was running late, forgot stuff in the truck. You know, I climbed the tree. Sun came up finally, and I shot a spike at like 17 yards the year before, and you can't even see the trail that he was on. There's so much brush there. I was just I sat there knowing I wasn't going to see anything unless they broke within 20 yards, and that was it.
When was the last time it got logged? How long ago?
God, probably almost 10 years.
Mm. Yeah, those that first like, especially like the first, I'd say 6 or 7, anyways. Dude, it's tough because it those woods change every single year after they log it, and it's like I've hunted a couple pieces of private in my life that got logged, and it's like the first year, like what the fuck, dude, this isn't even the same planet anymore. And then like 2 or 3 years in, you're like, oh, okay, I figured out what they're doing now. And then the following year, like it's just changing all the time. Unlike like old mature hardwoods, it's pretty consistent, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, even that, to be pretty honest with you, it really doesn't mess the deer up in there. I think
Really?
because of the location of it. I mean, with the creek and the
So,
fields and
yeah.
it funnels out of bedding because the bedding is all owned by an old lady. It's like 150 acres that backs that part of the farm that I hunt, and nobody is allowed to hunt it. She won't even let her family hunt it. And the last time I asked the grandson or son or something was like, as soon as she dies, we're finally gonna get to hunt it. And I was like, oh, well, that sucks.
She's still going.
She's still going. I mean, the lady's almost 90, so we'll see.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Well, boys,
Then
go ahead.
birches are the biggest downfall when people get logged out. They don't go through and cut out the birches, and they just overtake everything.
Poplars too.
They don't do anything with them anymore. It's not like the other trees that they would do so much with.
No, and we don't get a ton of really great poplars either
They just
around
leave.
here. Yeah.
Well, boys, it was an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the podcast. Before we leave, I just want to ask you one last question, and that is, what drives you outdoors? Did you guys do your homework and think about those things?
I did not. So the thought, I mean, I lost my dad when I was really young. I was 16. I spent all the time that I spent with my dad in the meat room, or goose hunting, or deer hunting, or crop damage hunting, or working on the farm for the permission to hunt. Those bonds that I get through people, I think is what really keeps me going. That, and I mean, I haven't found a day yet that even a towhead don't get me excited, and I got to say, all right, you got to let it walk by. You know, I shake like a kid with a candy bar. You know, I just can't control it.
I think it's so funny that you say that, Ben, because the reason I know you is because of that same exact thing. I remember you shot a deer. I don't remember exactly how the story goes. It's been a long time.
That was Bert. Yeah, on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. Ben had shot a deer and needed some help tracking, or I don't remember the whole story, but I went there and tracked with him, and we've talked ever since. Like
Yeah.
that was a long
After
time ago.
2.5 hours and 3 drops of blood in a mile.
It was a long time ago. I miss those days, like getting that phone call, like, oh, someone shot a deer. We need help dragging, or we need help
Yeah.
tracking, or I mean, call all bets are on. You know, like those days.
Dude, I love
I
it.
mean, once we found his arrow, I knew exactly what happened. It went into the shoulder. It never went through the shoulder. He was shooting them freaking toxic symbol broadheads, and it just didn't have the punch.
Yeah.
I mean, when we found the arrow, there was nothing wrong with it, but you could tell he must have just reached back, grabbed it, pulled it out, and yeah.
Easy. Sam, what drives you outdoors, my friend?
Probably the biggest thing is my kids, honestly. They love everything to do about deer hunting, turkey hunting. I haven't brought them out for goose yet, though, because I have a 5 and a 2-year-old, and they get very upset when I don't take them go. Whenever I go and, like, if I'm hunting a tree stand, I don't want them in it just yet, and they get very upset. Just taking them for walks and everything, they love it, and them kids spot deer better than most adults. It's insane.
Well, they got young eyes. They still work good.
Yeah, they still work. That's the deal.
Driving
Right.
down the road, I'll notice them and then see if they see, and they're like right out there, deer. I'm like, that's probably my biggest thing now.
That's a taught. That's a taught thing. Well trained.
That, and they see him out back all the time.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys tell everybody where they can find you, and definitely tell them where they can follow along for all of your night spotlighting adventures.
Are you?
We'll keep posting those on the Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
I was wondering if I could book one of those hunts with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in on that too. Velvet Hunt under
Coming soon,
spotlight.
don't worry.
we have our Instagram and Facebook page, the Always Outdoors one, with a couple of buddies in Montana. But
Oh
I
yeah.
think just the last couple of years, we just get so busy with the family that we really haven't done. We haven't posted anything on there. We're gonna have to put his buck on there.
Yeah.
He took it offline because he got gun
Well,
shy,
now we
but-
can put it back on because now we have a fighting chance now. So it's don't worry about it.
Give it time. Give it time.
That
There's
is
like that dude on CT Hunting always posting like 2
We
weeks
are-
beforehand.
Yeah, we are gonna bring that to Hunt Stock next year to get it scored. We're gonna hold out on having it scored till we go to Hunt Stock. So
we'll put a post up for you. You come hang it over at our booth.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna bring a spotlight and wrap it around its antlers.
We'll just drape it over his shoulder.
Yep.
I do have one more question though. So like with the aftermath and how it all played out, and like obviously like you were legit, and it was pretty obvious to the game wardens that you didn't do anything wrong. Do you think it's changed like moving forward? Like, are you going to do anything different, or is your social media habits going to change, or are you just business as usual? Like, fuck it.
I mean, the biggest thing, like, is you don't ever see pictures of me with deer besides that one, is that doesn't have my kids in it, because that's all I really care about is what my kids are doing. So, but yeah, I'm probably not going to post much.
Yeah, sucks.
It is what it is. But
I'll post
You let me
all
know.
of
I'll
them.
take a picture with it and post it for you.
I'll post all of them.
Yeah. I
I'm a
don't.
big social media person, so
I'm gonna start a new hashtag. Spotlight strikes again.
Like that almost makes it worse, though, right, Sam? Because it's like one thing if you like post a lot, like you post all your kills, right? So it's like deer, 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 turkey, 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 deer, and then this happens. But like you don't post, and then the one deer you post, this happens. Like,
oh yeah.
I know. I'm the one that posts his deer. I think most of the time when he kills something, I'm like, yeah, look. I mean, Trev probably gets every message of just Sam's deer the day he shoots it. I'm like, oh, if I got another one down, you know.
yeah.
The kid's killing me this year. It's not good.
Well, it was wild too because we had just saw you killed that deer on a Saturday, right?
No, I went to Friday and I killed it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
I
saw
don't
you.
know if I heard it wrong.
We saw you Friday at Huntstock, and like that weekend's kind of a blur for us because we're there, like all the days run together. So I just remember like seeing you, talking to you at the booth, shooting the shit. You guys left, and it's like next thing you know, it's like holy shit! Like first I thought you went home from Huntstock and killed it like that evening, and I was like, he was just here, and I was like, no, that was yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
darn.
I mean that kind of got me wanting to go too because I get so busy during the summer, 2 jobs. You know, it starts getting closer to deer season. I start trying to make some time for it, but once we get to that late July, early August, that's really when I'm like, all right, it's time to go fill one of these crop tags if I got one. You know,
Right.
but this year it just hasn't played out. Maybe Friday.
Friday.
I'll borrow
Just
Sam's
go hunting, Ben.
spotlight. You know,
I
I'll
was
go
gonna
hit
say
the field.
Sam might kill 2 or 3 before Friday.
Yeah, I mean
He
it's
might. He might. He's got
Wednesday.
to kill does though, so he ain't gonna post them.
He's got 2
I
tags
still
a
got
year.
another archery buck tag.
I got four, I got 4. Yeah, I got 8 tags right now. 4 archery and 4 crop damage.
Well, you boys better get after it.
Yeah.
But we do thank you for jumping on. You know, I think it's a super cool story. I think that it needed to shed some light on it, and I just wanted to chat with you guys. It was an absolute blast to have you on. And we're sorry that shit happened to you, dude. But we're here. We're advocates for you. We'll fight the fight. I mean, we don't mind at all. I think we stand for what's right. Fucking bullshit, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. But boys, we really appreciate you. Hopefully, you have a good season. Ben, if you stop taking a nap in the tree, then maybe you can kill one.
Yeah.
And and for everybody else, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.
Oh,
That was fun.
I stay awake in the mornings. Let's be real. I make it through the morning hunt. It's the after lunch.